Hey everyone, welcome back to day three, the last and final day of Dreamforce. I am Chris Stegall with MK Partners, joined today by Jesse Penaloza from Mambo Merge. And we are kicking off the final day from Moscone, from Salesforce's largest annual event. Jesse, thanks for hopping on today.
Thank you, Chris, for having me, and thanks everybody for joining us here. Yeah, this is it,
Yep.
the final
And
countdown. I can start hearing the
exactly.
music in the background. It's the
We probably
final
have more
countdown.
energy than the average person at Moscone because they were up late last night at Dreamfest watching the Foo Fighters and some special guests. They were probably out late after that, and we had nice, normal evenings at home,
Yes,
watching a couple songs on the stream and then getting back to our lives.
that's right. Some of the perks you get for not attending Dreamforce.
That's right. All right, but we have a full day ahead of us for the final day of Dreamforce. Jesse and I have both sort of earmarked a couple of the sessions that we think are most interesting today and that you might want to catch. Jesse, do you want to kick us off?
Sure, of course. So obviously, with AI being the topic of most, I thought this was a very interesting one to kind of catch, and seeing that it's only coming out today. So some of these sessions are actually only going to show up today. So if you have the time, or if you are interested to kind of do a little more research on these, once again with AI and being that data itself and being a keynote, right? So your investment, right? So every company, everyone's going to have to invest on AI in some way, shape, or form. So what is the approach? What's the strategy? What you should be looking at? So this is a good little. I did like the fact that Clara Shi is actually the Salesforce AI CEO. So that she's the one been assigned, I'm assuming by Mark, to go ahead. Hey, run this department. Get me what I need. So actually, her along with the Google Cloud CEO there, Thomas Curran. So it's a good pairing of individuals, along with a whole bunch of other individuals. But I thought that just itself, I'm like, I saw her name pop up ever since that first Salesforce AI Day, I guess they did a couple of months ago when they first started introducing AI into some of the products. And I'm like, hey, this is a great session to kind of check out, to kind of see what they have in mind. What is their vision for AI in the Salesforce space? So something to look forward to here. Moving along here, obviously today is the third day. So with that, true to the core, I've been talking about this for
You've been
since day
waiting.
one. Yes. So this is, I really like this session because you have Parker Harris and some of the other main C-level suite individuals, and they just start firing away with questions, and you have to see them either kind of nod their head or kind of look the other way, or try to figure out how to answer some of these questions from trailblazers like you and me. Um, so this is a really fun one. So obviously it is in Salesforce Plus, and I definitely encourage everybody to go check it out. I enjoyed it last year because I did watch it, and I was actually there at the time. And it's just one of those, like, it's nice to kind of see, these people are human, right? So they have to find a way to respond as a human being. They have these high profile roles, but they're still human. So it's nice for them to finally get down to earth and be able to talk to them, one to one in some sense. Even though it's still a large room, they still directing those answers to specific questions from individuals like us. Further down here, this is actually one that was very interesting because, as a marketer myself, and within Mama Merch, being the department working here, it, journeys and how to connect with customers is very important. So, obviously, something that can help impact the customer experience is something I'm interested in. So, I'm definitely looking forward to checking this session out and seeing what tips, tricks, and insights they got to share with the rest of the community here. So yeah, keep it. This one's more of a personal one, kind of go oriented to all my day to day operations moving forward. This next one here actually kind of touched a little place here inside, which is, find your place in the Salesforce ecosystem. Once again, this session is primarily focused for only today, so it's a 1 day only session. But Everybody always asks themselves, and I did get the chance myself to kind of have speaker session earlier this year through one of the community events, and in a similar topic, which is starting a new Salesforce career. So obviously, this literally connected. I was like, oh wow, this is really nice. These kind of sessions kind of drive a lot of interest because you get a chance to hear somebody's personal perspective. So, and I have seen Vanessa Grant. She does come up a lot in the community social sites, and she is all in all the community Salesforce events. So I definitely know who she is. So it's interesting to kind of get her perspective on this topic because everybody is always looking, to find their place. Like, how do I connect with people? How do I belong here? Or how should I pursue, a career or the next step in my journey? So definitely, I'm glad we found this one. I hadn't seen it. It just came up. What do you call last night as I was doing some of this research here. So it's really cool to kind of find this one. So definitely, if you get a chance, if you find the slides or uh, get put it up, definitely look at this one, especially if you're new in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was Vanessa's talk. I got to meet her a couple Dreamforces ago. She's actually based in Southern California. She's down the
Oh,
road from us here. Yeah.
even better. Awesome, and I'm glad you met her. So yeah, and yeah. So yeah, this is really cool. I have had a chance to see her. I haven't met her like person to person, but I have read her articles, her blogs, some of the coverage she's done before. So she's known in the community. So I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool that she put this together.
Yeah, we went out to a dinner before the admin karaoke last year at Dreamforce because she was friends with some of the other folks that did Legends of Low Code. So we
Oh,
all
that's
were
right. And you
out
came out with
having
Legends of
some,
Low Code. That's right.
yeah.
Yes. If you didn't know, people here, yes, we have a Legends of Low Code star here. So really cool show. Check it out in Salesforce Plus. What's it called? So this next one, obviously, in the Salesforce space, right? One of the things, obviously, it is a big database. If you want to kind of just give a high level understanding of what it's all about, but the way data is stored is very important. So how to store and structure your data, I think, it would be just a fundamental aspect of how things should work. So obviously, from a marketer perspective, how to store data, which would be customer information, demographics, all that stuff in such a way that it is easily manageable and easily digested by different departments is actually a great way to kind of, if you know how the information is stored, then you can know how you can output it in such a way that it can help everybody understand their purpose, their functions, and their day-to-day tasks. So once again, this is a session that came up. Obviously, there was one prior earlier this week, but definitely caught my radar because we're in a data space here. So some tips and tricks on how to apply some best practices is always welcome in my realm. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it for my end. That's all I got here.
All right. Me is asking me to update my password for my Trailhead org, which is annoying because I'm afraid if I navigate away from the screen, it's going to say, oh, you don't have a password anymore. Okay, but without further ado, the sessions that I had earmarked for today, um, some of them are going to be familiar, so I get to breeze past them. Let me also say thank you, Jesse, for putting together that list. The AI and data keynote you covered, so I can get rid of that one. Definitely something worth tuning into in the next 20 minutes here. I also picked out AI and resource management for consulting. I figured this one is going to be interesting to take a look at how the Salesforce platform is leveraged by service teams, both as a consultant with MK Partners, but then also potentially for you at Mambo Merge. Mambo Merge is has a partner program, works with I would say you know obviously there are clients that install Mambo Merge, and then there are consultants that install Mambo Merge for their clients. So basically, any app on the App Exchange sort of needs to have their ear to the ground, be aware of the needs and wants of partners and consulting firms that use Salesforce. So this is potentially like nice broad impact across the spectrum there. Also, tagged another one of these sessions, Build with Customer 360. So another one of those sessions that is only 15 minutes long and has slots throughout every day. I know yesterday we highlighted one of these that was AI focused because we figured if they're trying to show it off this much, it must be worth checking out. And so this one is going to be just a quick look at Customer 360. So again, you know, how you can use the full suite of Salesforce products to track a customer throughout the life cycle of their experience interacting with your organization. So this for architects will likely look at, somebody being marketed to and then being sold and then becoming a customer and then being serviced as a customer and then retained and managed, et cetera, et cetera. So always an interesting sort of concept and full demo of Salesforce's capabilities. And it's only a 15-minute commitment, and there's one every hour on the hour. So if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest spend 15 minutes, pop by and check it out. And then also tagged design patterns for Salesforce test automation. This one might be a little bit niche, um, but talking about full stack test automation, identifying bugs, doing UI level functional test to record, fix, retest, etc. the bugs. Um, as you might know, MK Partners, we were acquired in 2020 by Digital Hearts Holdings. I think it's becoming a Jest now out of Japan. And they have a suite of professional services organizations under their umbrella. One of them being Logigear, who really is a QA and testing firm, as well as Digital Hearts themselves being a testing firm based out of Japan that does video game testing for a ton of the major makers, manufacturers, and game developers. So I figured, any knowledge I can get under my belt in terms of test automation and Salesforce might be valuable to the broader company. So this one's sort of a niche one, probably not for everybody, but if you have, interest in the world of bug tracking and hunting, I would say check it out. And do we have a couple more here? Yes, this one again, sort of more for marketers. So you and I, folks, in our role, this is getting started with AMP script. It says getting started, but it is intermediate level. AMP script, of course, being the proprietary language of Marketing Cloud. And it's one of those things that I have bumped up against a couple times. I have sort of a basic understanding of it, but I'm always looking to broaden my experience with the language. And so this is sort of the language that gives you the ability to expand the functionality of Marketing Cloud, make the disparate parts talk to each other, handle the forms and the cloud pages and things, and make them do some fancier stuff that you might want them to do. So I'm excited about that. And then last up, yes, okay, so I will jump back to that for a second. But looking at today's sessions, there were a couple that caught my eye. Code Builder for admins and demystifying code for admins seem interesting if you are an admin, a low code, no code type of person, but you want to, just be able to look at code and kind of get an understanding of it. I know it can be scary, but my take is always if you're an admin, you're familiar with formula fields. If you can look at a formula field and make sense of it, that's code. Congratulations, you've done it. It's a language, you know what it does. So I would recommend checking these out. But the thing that really interested me on this page, and you'll see it up here, session summaries by Einstein. Get highlights and key takeaways from sessions in a quick summary.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go ahead and do that, we can see advanced best practices for Apex has a session summary provided by Einstein. So I click on that. I guess it was the advanced best practices for Lightning Web Components one that I clicked on. But here's the Einstein summary. So it writes up a little paragraph about what happened in the session. It puts together the key takeaways. And there is a big caveat, like this is created using generative AI, may not be 100% accurate. But a super interesting use case of Einstein, as well as a good demonstration of the trust that Salesforce places in this AI. We heard in the keynote the talk about hallucinations when AI
Yeah.
produces something as though it is fact when it is instead inaccurate. I know I've had that experience with ChatGPT where I say, tell me about myself. I'm a Salesforce marketer, X many number of years in the ecosystem, and it will go and it will write me this amazing bio that is clearly based on other people in the world, but I've never done some of that stuff. So that being one of those hallucinations. So it'll be interesting to try to catch this session and then compare that to the summary, and sort of double check the accuracy of Einstein's summation here. But very cool, very powerful technology there. And it will be interesting to see how this rolls out moving forward. I can definitely see a situation where down the road we get, you know, here's your email digest, all the sessions that you had added to your agenda, but the ones where you weren't scanned on your badge.
Hmm.
Now we'll send you a summary of everything you missed.
Yeah.
I would love to see that moving forward.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely.
those are
And
my takeaways. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that a button that was added there was actually something that I didn't see yesterday. So I think they must have added between yesterday and today because it was not there before, even in the beginning of the event itself. So I thought that was really cool. I was going to mention because you were talking about admins, I completely forgot. I want to throw my screen back on and add one more session. And as you do know, the Winter 24 release is actually going on live. It's being released as we speak. The first set of releases went out in the beginning of the month towards wrapping everything up in mid-October. It's kind of like a long stretch, seeing that it oversees Dreamforce, but looks like this admin preview readiness live is actually happening at Dreamforce. I believe this is the second year that this is taking place, and it's really cool, especially for admins to kind of see what kind of previews, some of the demos of those new features coming out that are being promoted at the for this release. So we have Einstein features coming up. We have Winter 24 features. We just have a whole bunch of features coming out for Salesforce in these coming weeks. So I wanted to make sure I touched this. I even had it on my list. I just didn't jump into it, but I had it on my list of things because I was trying to keep an eye on and see how these sessions go out because they have an admin preview, obviously being one of the popular ones. They have some other previews from some of the other product lines as well. So I believe only the admin one is being showcased here at Salesforce. The other ones you might be able to catch somewhere else if you're looking for the marketing preview. What do you call the architect preview, et cetera, for the different roles and stuff. But obviously, you'll be able same thing like the true to the core. You get to talk to product managers here from the admin side to kind of emphasize what the purpose of some of these features are released, how they're going to work, and kind of even give you some demos, some live demos. So I want to make sure I threw this back in because this is happening only today. So it will be a little bit around lunchtime. So if you get a chance, go ahead and catch it and let us know what you think.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that was one of those we've been posting on the blog as we count down to Winter 24, and I believe
Yep.
September 3rd was the pilot weekend. But for the rest of us, it'll be early October, and super exciting. Lots of cool features and functionality in there headed our way. All right. Well, it is 10 minutes before 9 o'clock, so it's about time to start heading over to that AI keynote.
Yep.
Jesse, I want to thank you for hopping on and collecting the sessions that you are excited about today, as well as joining us every day of Dreamforce to put together these live streams. So thank you.
Of course, most definitely. Yes. And this is it, guys. This is our last kickoff. We have one more to close off the event itself. And yeah, we thank you for joining us and having us. And let us know what you think. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Would you like to see us more often later on? Yeah, just share your experience. We're happy to
Yep.
share feedback.
Yep. And thank you all for watching. We will see you this afternoon for our final wrap up and recap of Dreamforce 2023. Until next time, happy Salesforcing. Bye.
Bye.